discipline, you cannot walk with the crowd. Part 4. Weaponizing. Isolation, why disciplined traders must walk alone. There is a quiet fear in the trading community, the fear of being separated from the crowd. Not the fear of losing, not the fear of losing money, but the fear of being alone with your own decisions. That's why most traders can't leave group chats, can't turn off Telegram, can't stop asking what do you all think about this setup. But here is a very uncomfortable truth. Every trader who cannot endure isolation will be eaten alive by the market, because trading, at its deepest level, is a profession with no shared responsibility. No one takes losses for you. No one carries drawdowns for you. No one lives your life when your account blows up. Yet many people still want to share their decisions with the crowd, so when they're wrong, they don't have to endure loneliness. That's not collaboration. That's avoiding responsibility. Strong traders learn something very early. If you need others next to you to make decisions, you have no sovereignty. And having no sovereignty in trading means sooner or later you will be pulled away from your own system. Look straight at your circle. The people you talk to daily about the market, do they make you more disciplined or do they make you more unstable? Do they have the same system, the same time frame, the same capital goals? Or does everyone have their own style, but everyone has an opinion? Opinions are the most dangerous thing in trading because opinions don't carry consequences. A sentence like, "I think it can still run," can make you break your plan. But the person who said it won't lose a single dollar when your trade collapses. Disciplined traders must accept a reality. To protect your system, you must protect your mental space. And that space cannot exist inside the noise of the crowd. Isolation is not cutting off the world. Isolation is selective input. You still learn, but you learn alone. You still analyze, but you analyze within a fixed framework. You still test, but you test with data, not opinions. When you start moving in the right direction, you'll notice something strange. People around you start feeling uncomfortable. They say you're too quiet. Lately, you don't talk about trading much. You don't share setups anymore. Not because you're wrong, but because your silence forces them to face their own chaos. When you stop asking, stop debating, stop bragging, stop explaining, you become a mirror. And that mirror is not comfortable because it reminds them they are trading with emotions, with hope, with attachment to the crowd. This is when you must make a hard choice. Keep the feeling of belonging or keep discipline. You cannot have both. Serious traders will eventually realize discipline cannot live alongside too many loose relationships. Every unnecessary conversation is a piece of energy leaked. Every unnecessary opinion is a noise particle in the decision-making system. That's why the traders who go the farthest all have a very clear withdrawal phase. Less communication, less appearance, less response. Not because they're arrogant, but because they're building an inner structure. That is the phase where you sit longer with your journal than with the group chat. Dialogue with numbers more than with opinions. Face yourself more than hide in noise. And in that phase, you will meet things that are very uncomfortable. Boredom, emptiness, doubt, questions nobody can answer for you. But in this isolation, you begin to build something the crowd doesn't have. Inner consistency. You know why you enter. You know why you stay out. You know why you lose. And you don't need anyone to confirm it. At some point, you will realize a paradox. When you no longer need anyone in trading, you become more trustworthy in other people's eyes. Not because you speak well, but because you don't need to speak. You show up consistently. You don't panic. You don't get swept by waves. You don't overreact. Your presence changes. Disciplined traders have a presence that is hard to describe. Calm, few words, but heavy. Not heavy money. Heavy because they don't move.